fans, welcome back to another exciting edition of CSW Viral. Look who has rejoined me. I'm so glad to see him again. My colleague, the story of the year, Brian Cage and Mike Roycroft. Hey, welcome back. I know it hasn't been the best of circumstances for you after that brutal attack.
Yeah, still feeling a little loopy, concussion, cracked ribs. It is what it is, but the good news is, out of all of this, CSW management has told me that May 25th, I get to go one-on-one with Darius Kane. You hear that, buddy? It's you and me. You can bring your little fisting buddies if you want, but the fact is, I'm still standing, and I'm still going to be standing after May 25th.
Well, you heard it right here, folks. It's official. May 25th, Mayhem in May at the Mossy Head Community Center. Brian Cage finally gets his one-on-one opportunity with the man who's been jumping him from behind, Darius Kane. But first of all, we want to go to the big match that we've all been waiting for. As we saw in the opening montage, I mean, really everything we've seen on Viral from its inception is built to this moment. Four Corners of Hell.
Yeah, the Four Corners of Hell for the CSW title. 6 guys that a lot of personal issues going on in this match, especially with the whole situation with Mike Metal and his bullying, with Joe Gibson and Lane Smart. It all boils to a head. I mean, do you want to do the honors? I mean, let's just go to the match.
Yes, indeed. All paths intersect right here. Four Corners of Hell for the CSW Heavyweight title.
All right, fans, this is the moment we've been waiting for. The culmination of so much that you've seen here on Viral, the Four Corners of Hell match for the CSW Heavyweight title. So much at stake here. Championships, prides, personal grudges.
Well, it's like you said, Mike, it all boils to a head right now. And the first 2 guys are really at a disadvantage because you're in there first. You have to last another 2 minutes before anybody else gets in. Every 2 minutes, another person enters the match. There cannot be an elimination until all 6 guys are in, but once it's in, it's anything goes.
Mike Metal doesn't look too concerned as of now, being the first one in. But not only that factor, you factor in the fact that there's no rules here. Anything goes. You can grab any weapon you want just about and start smacking guys over the head with it. And things are going to get real hairy real quick in here. And Buddah Bushido, second man out. Certainly a lot of history we've seen between him and Mike Metal since the inception of Viral here, Brian.
No doubt, and you see Buddah has come to play, bringing the chair with him. Forget pulling one out later. He's starting with it, calling a shot with the bully Mike Metal.
And I'll tell you what, this may be where everything comes back to bite Mike Metal in the behind, because he's going to have a lot of guys in there at one time. It's going to be hard to bully 5 guys at a time who all hold a grudge. And I'd say 3 or 4 of these guys directly have been threatened with some type of injury or unsportsmanlike loss there. But Buddah going right after him.
Well, and it's like you alluded to. 3 of the 6 guys in this match have a personal issue with Mike Metal. They've been a victim of Mike Metal's bullying. Or in the case of Mikey Webb, it's been someone who's stood up to it this whole time. In the case of Buddah Bushido, someone who stood up to it and is really not back down. So Mike Metal's going to have his hands full more so than anybody else, I'd say.
Big knees to the ribs there. Seems each time we see these guys collide, Buddah Bushido showing a little more strength there, a little more ability to just rush in there like a charging bull. But Mike Metal, he's a hard guy to beat up, no doubt about it. Well, all that experience, all that body mass, all that strength to his advantage.
This is the kind of match where you just throw caution to the wind, and Buddah is one of those guys that he really throws caution to the wind every time he's in the ring, so that's going to play to his advantage. At the same time, though, this hardcore atmosphere, it really plays into Mike Metal's tactic. You know, the no rules, not that Metal really follows the rules as it is, but that's really going to play into Metal's repertoire.
Good point. We also have to remember there's not really any friends in this match. Everybody knows that the CSW Heavyweight title, that holy grail here in Culture Shock Wrestling, is on the line. You're going to see people who would otherwise shake hands and be good sports hitting each other with chairs before this is all over with, I predict. The numbers game may work against Mike Metal specifically for a while, but before long, we're going to see everybody going at it, throwing fists and the kitchen sink at each other. Mike Metal biting the forehead of Buddah Bushido. Again, anything goes. This would normally have a referee stepping in to break that up, but it's 4 to the floor here. Anything you want to do, basically.
Well,
Things that would normally get you thrown in jail are considered tactics here in the four corners of hell.
And I'm surprised we don't see some of the fans holding their own weapons. That's been a staple of this match in the past. But Joe Gibson, number 3, coming in like a house of fire on Mike Metal. And you'll notice, too, not only do we have our official in the ring, but we also have another one out on the floor because pinfalls and submissions count anywhere in the building.
They're going to have their hands full, no question about that. Joe Gibson, the co-host here last week on Viral, he made it very clear he is gunning for that heavyweight title.
Well, Joe's had his chances over the last couple of weeks with Lane Smart. Tonight he's got his hands full with Lane Smart as well as the 4 other guys in this match. But Joe Gibson, more than anybody else, wants that championship. It's the one championship he has never got his hands on in the Gulf Coast wrestling scene.
Big clothesline in the corner. Joe Gibson, one guy that Mike Metal is going to have a hard time bullying, if you will. He could certainly throw it right back at him. And there you see the 2 big bulls squaring off there. Big headbutt. Joe Gibson throwing one right back. Very interesting matchup between these two. I don't think we've ever seen them collide before. Buddah Bushido laying out, catching his breath there. Good strategy for him. Let these guys go at it. And he'll slip in and try to get a victory somewhere. Looks like he's got a new toy to play with here, Brian.
Oh, big wooden plank out from the floor.
Oh!
Oh, Joe wasting no time and going right back onto Metal.
Right in the little Buddhas there. Now he's choking out Mike Metal with it.
It almost seems like strategy on Joe's part while it's just these 3 in here. Like we said, you can't eliminate anybody until all 6 people are in the match. But to go after the biggest dog first, worrying about Buddah later. And now here you see Mike Metal's a little laid out.
We'll wait for our next entrant. We hear the music of Mikey Webb. This is about to get even more interesting. And as you said, with no pinfalls, no eliminations until all men are in the ring, basically the name of the game is punishment right now. Just lay it on thick, try to lay these guys out, get them winded, bust them open, do as much damage as you can so that when the time comes, you can start scoring pinfalls, submissions, whatever eliminations you can muster as quickly as possible.
Good shot from Mikey Webb, taking the advantage of Mike Metal right there in the corner.
And once again, this is a man who's had his history with Mike Metal, as we've seen since the awesome split-legged moonsault there off the ropes. Let's take a look at that again.
Well, and you see it here, the simultaneous super kick from Joe Gibson.
So much going on at once here, folks. I'll tell you what, I mean, no hype about it. This is the culmination. This is more action than anybody can handle. And we don't even have all of our entrants in this ring yet. 4 corners of hell. Mossy Head, Florida, Culture Shock Wrestling Viral. We are bringing it to you.
Big shot to the head there with that road sign. And
Mikey Webb taking Mike Metal into the
what is Joe doing?
Steel corner post.
Oh, I get it. Slow. Even in the throes of battle, Joe Gibson able to throw a joke in.
And again, you see no friendships here in the 4 corners of hell. Buddah Bushido, Joe Gibson, not really enemies outside the ring, but you got the title on the line here. You got all the marbles on the line, all this history.
Speaking of marbles.
Oh, right in the marbles. That's the second unfortunate shot Mr. Bushido has taken in that area of the body.
And another one with the road sign.
He may have a little trouble relieving himself of fluid for a while, but I don't want to think about that. Back to the action. Joe Gibson raking the back of Mikey Webb. Now you see two fan favorites here going at it.
And it's like you said, there is no good guy, bad guy in this match. It is just a straight fight for the title.
All enemies, all opponents here. Nothing but action. And we await our next entrant into the match.
Oh, it is. It's
We've
going to be
seen
the
this
beast.
before. Joe Gibson waiting on him. We've seen this happen before. And you talk about history. You talk about past grudges coming to... Oh! Lane Smart a step ahead.
Throwing a curveball.
Looked like he tried to hit him with the belt, and that got knocked loose. Oh, big headbutts by Lane Smart. Into the post. My goodness. The action still continuing in the ring as this fight goes on outside.
It looks like Buddah is getting his hands. Is he going racquetball playing?
Shades of Jim Cornette a little bit. And look, uh-oh, we've seen that look on Joe Gibson's face before. He tells him to throw it at him, and he throws it right back into his face. Lane Smart, the man with everything to lose in this match. You talk about being at a disadvantage. He's got 5 guys in there, and he's the one with the target on his very large back right now.
Well, and I've been in this situation that Lane Smart's in, where you've got to deal with 5 other guys. I'm like, oh, Buddah with the racket. But where you got to deal with 5 other guys, that's where you let the elimination do the work for you. If you can avoid being eliminated yourself, let the herd thin itself out.
Indeed.
Try to outlast everyone else. Let the rest take care of itself. You don't have to eliminate anybody except the last man to win this match.
And look at Buddah Bushido, not exactly known as a submission specialist. He's pulling a new trick out of his bag, out of his sleeve here.
Oh, this cannot bode well with Joe with that chair. Oh!
Man. Just too much going on to keep track of all of it, folks. This is CSW action at its best. You are watching it right here on Viral.
This is the kind of match that made CSW famous. This is what fills the House of Hardcore chair to the throat there.
It's also the kind of match that can shorten careers, I'll tell you what. These guys are just going at it with everything they've got. The fans eating it up, chanting the name of the working class badass, Joe Gibson.
Well, that's what happens when you have the CSW title on the line. It's got 11 years of history behind it. Everyone wants that CSW heavyweight title.
Longest running active title here in the Florida Panhandle. And now we see the entrance of Nathan Beast, another fan favorite. Crowd reacts accordingly for their guy Nathan Beast.
And going to town with the chair right away, not wasting any moment.
Again, more history here. Takes it to Mike Metal. Nathan Beast was the first victim, you may remember, of those bullying methods of Mike Metal. He's also the guy who scored the visual pinfall over Lane Smart, but got the belt taken away from him on a technicality. He's looking to get it for real now, but he just got a clothesline off that chair for real from Mike Metal. That's going to hurt for a while.
Took his eyes off the prize and took a little too much time to boast.
Yeah, perhaps showboating a little bit too much here. Nathan Beast gonna have to get his head back in the game, but he just got his head right into that chair, courtesy of Joe Gibson.
Yeah, the name of the game is steel chairs. Nathan Beast definitely has his head in the game.
Another big drop toe hold on that chair. Nathan Beast goes for the choke. Mikey Webb trying to pin Lane Smart. Doesn't quite get it. We should note at this point, folks, this is where the eliminations can begin. We're waiting for all of the entrants to make it to the ring. This is the point where you're going to see people try to start pinning folks, submitting folks, doing whatever they have to do.
This is also the point in the match where it just becomes pure mayhem. Did Joe just pop Mikey with the shirt?
Nothing but mayhem out there at the moment, folks. Pure pandemonium. 6 of the very best. Oh! Sidewalk slam right on the chair. Boy, that chair is starting to look in worse shape than some of the guys who've been getting hit with it. Just pure unadulterated carnage here in the ring. You talk about guys with passion. You talk about athletes with heart and desire. You're looking at it right here in the four corners of hell at Culture Shock Wrestling. That title means everything here. Lane Smart, big clothesline on Nathan Beast. You're starting to see a few folks slow down and try to catch their breath a bit.
The punishment's starting to take its toll. Oh, big super kick by Joe to Lane Smart.
And we see Mike Metal and Buddah Bushido fighting outside as well. And again, folks, remember, falls count anywhere. You can pin a guy out on the floor, in the concession stand, God forbid, in the restroom. Nathan Beast, big Bronco Buster on Joe Gibson. Oh, drops the double boots on him.
Alley-oop.
Bang, right on the back there. Nathan Beast taking charge here in the ring.
Building up some momentum, going for a pin here on Gibson.
Could this be it? 2 count.
That would have been a huge upset.
And again, kudos to David Sr., the referee. He's got his hands full trying to keep up with all this. Joe taking a breather on the outside for the moment. The combatants still going at it here.
There's just so much
all over the
going on.
place. And the two behemoths, Mike Metal and Joe Gibson, now squaring off again. Lane Smart and Buddah Bushido going at it in the opposite corner outside. Ooh, big headbutt by Buddah Bushido. Like a battering ram there.
Well, you figure he doesn't have much to lose in there. He might as well put it to good use.
Again, Lane Smart, the man trying to hold on to the title here. Oh, amazing dive by Mikey Webb to the outside.
Good heads-up move by Joe there to kind of parlay his way out of harm's way on that.
Let's take a look at that again. You see the unbridled athleticism of Mikey Webb, and now look at him caught in the ropes there.
Joe went to throw him in, and he got his legs all caught up, and now he is stuck in a hangman trio woe situation. That's never good.
It looks like we've got a computer keyboard entered into the situation here. It's
Buddah Bushido taking Viral to a whole new level.
alphabet soup out there on the floor with that busted up keyboard. And again, this is just the nature of the beast, if you will. The four corners of hell. Anything goes. You bring anything you want. Swing anything you want. Swing it at anyone you want. Among 6 competitors here, all vying for that big heavyweight title gold held by Lane Smart. Now Nathan Beast and Mikey Webb going at it. You see the pieces of the keyboard there. They're falling into the ring. That's not going to feel good, taking a shot to the back there on that.
Big gourd buster there from Nathan Beast going for the pin on Mikey Webb, but no avail yet. Still nobody eliminated. All 6 guys still in this match. And the carnage continues.
A heck of a fight. Another big dive to the outside by Nathan Beast. Looked like Lane Smart was going to try to catch him, but there's just too much momentum going there. And you see all the heart, all the desire, all the pride of these warriors, these gladiators here in the Lion's Den, this four corners of hell match. And they're still going at it just as hard and heavy as they did in the beginning, even though they're certainly worse for wear from this punishment.
Well, you look, Joe Gibson laid out, Lane Smart on the verge of being laid out. Really the only person with spunk left in him is Nathan Beast, who's the freshest man in.
Big chops in the corner to Lane Smart by Nathan Beast. But he's not budging.
Definitely the size advantage there. Lane coming into play, just dead weighting him in that corner.
Now Joe.
Oh, and Buddah Bushido.
Oh, a big chair shot by Mikey Webb on Mike Metal at the outside. And Mike Metal's been busted open.
Big lariat from Joe. That could be it for Buddah.
Up, elimination. Not sure why Lane Smart was trying to break that up either. That's to his advantage to get somebody out of there. But nonetheless, Buddah Bushido, the first man out. Joe Gibson with that infamous big lariat of his.
Haven't seen him bust that out in a while. And he certainly put it to use tonight.
Mike Metal, the first man in, showing the effects of this. Joe Gibson pulling out the infamous Cobra clutch on Lane Smart now.
Joe really is pulling out all the stops here. Oh, big chair shot from Mikey.
And Lane Smart breaks. Oh!
Big kick from Mikey.
I think he might have knocked him out there. Hey. Wow.
Joe Gibson, second man out. You know, if you'd have asked me at the start of this match, who do you think would be the first two out? Joe Gibson's name would not have been in that list.
I'd have to agree with you there, but certainly no shame in taking a loss to Mikey Webb, an incredible athlete. He could very well end up on top here, end up walking out here with the belt. It's still up for grabs.
And we are down to the final four here. Oh,
man. I think the ring might have physically moved over a foot or two after that big shot by Lane Smart in the corner on Mikey Webb. Nathan Beast taking it to the blooded up Mike Metal.
Going for another Bronco Buster, yeah.
I'd have to say the odds are against Mike Metal at this point, being the first one in. The only guy bleeding at this point. He's absorbed the most punishment. The other guy who was in there first with him, Buddah Bushido, has already been eliminated. Oh,
big gut buster. Now, why wouldn't Metal just let that go? I mean, I get the personal animosity.
Oh,
big
DDT on the chair. I don't think Mikey Webb's going to survive that. He's out. Mike Metal suddenly getting a second win, a burst of energy, and he eliminates Mikey Webb.
I think at this point, it could be the blood in his eyes. It could just be his single-mindedness, but
killer instinct.
Mike Metal is seeing red. He didn't care about Mikey Webb putting Nathan Beast away. He wanted to get rid of Webb right then and there.
And look at this. The two big bulls.
Oh, evil intentions from the Beast.
I've kind of often wondered, Brian, whoa, what would happen if Mike Metal and Lane Smart ever squared off? And we're getting to see a bit of a dream match, if you will, here. With these two beasts in the ring. And speaking of beasts, Nathan Beast coming in, taking advantage of the CSW title. Looks like he's setting up for a DDT as well. Right on the belt. That's the second one DDT we've seen on an object. And Lane Smart is out. The champion has been eliminated.
Oh, man.
We are now guaranteed to see a new title holder, folks. And Lane Smart obviously not happy about that, taking out his frustrations on Nathan Beast. Big choke slam there.
That is the second pin in 2 months on Lane Smart from Nathan Beast. And it's like you said, we are going to have a new champion.
Lane Smart throwing a bit of a tantrum there. You kind of see the realization dawning on him, the look on his face. Oh, Mike Metal almost stealing one out there with the help of Lane Smart.
Lane Smart has held that title for 8 months. And tonight, it ends. We'll have a new champion tonight.
Looks like Nathan Beast is busted open now, too. We got two bloody, battered warriors in there with a never-say-die attitude. And we are down to the final two, and it's still very much up for grabs. Could go either way, folks. Mike Metal looking a little more rejuvenated now. And he's certainly at home with chairs and weapons in his hand. Let's look and see what kind of an infliction of punishment he's looking to do on Nathan Beast. Can Nathan Beast pull off the impossible? You see him come back there, shots on Mike Metal.
Going for the Bulldog.
Oh!
Come on.
When all else fails, a punch to the groin is always going to save the day if one is so inclined. Oh, wow, this doesn't look good.
No.
Oh!
Through the chairs.
Chair and floor. I don't think he's kicking out. New CSW heavyweight champion, Mike Metal. And wow. Not sure you can call it an upset, but an impressive victory. Pulling out against all odds. Your new champion, Mike Metal. Oh, boy. I sure hope this doesn't go to his ego, Brian.
No, not at all. Are you kidding?
The sadistic grin of the sadist kingdom head, Mike Metal. We've been calling him the bully. Now we've got to call him the champ. He has defied all odds, overcome all grudges, all single-minded fighting against him in the ring by a lot of these competitors. He had just as much of a target on his back as Lane Smart did, and yet he comes out on top. You got to give it up to him. You got to give the devil his due, literally, here. Mike Metal, your new CSW heavyweight champion.
Wow, Brian Cage, you saw it right there. Brand new champion. Really kind of beating the odds, Mike Metal.
Yeah, not only beating the odds being the first man in, but to have 4 guys that really are gunning for you the way that he did, to come out on top in that match, it really shows his determination, his resiliency. It's more importantly, how about Nathan Beast unthroning the champion? Second straight time we've seen him pin Lane Smart. I mean, you got to wonder how that's going to play into the psyche of Lane Smart from here on out. 8-month title reign comes to an end, and Mike Metal's the man.
Got to hand it to Lane Smart. He's not a happy man at the moment, but he had a really good run with that title. I'm sure that's not the last we've seen of him. You just got to hand it to Mike Metal. Say what you will about his tactics, about his attitude. He showed all that strength and determination, outlasting all those other guys in that brutal match, coming out on top. We got some words right now from the man who is the new CSW heavyweight champion, Mike Metal.
I told you all it was going to happen. I told you I was going to come take this belt. You all doubted the Metal Man. You thought I was crazy? I'm not crazy. I see things clearly. I knew that I was going to win tonight. I claimed it all over the internet. I told everyone I was winning tonight. And what did I do? I won. I went through Buddah. I went through Big Joe Gibson. I went through Mikey Webb. I went through Lane Smart. And I went through Nathan Beast, dropping him on 2 beautiful place chairs. 1, 2, 3. I'm the champ, and you're all having nightmares. Because this is my dream. And in my dream, I am God.
3. There you have it, fans. Your new CSW heavyweight title, Mike Metal. A determined man if ever there was one. He is just one of the many stars you are going to see at our next live event. We hope to see you there at the Mossy Head Community Center. It's called Mayhem in May on the 25th of May. That's Saturday. And some of the matches you're going to see include this man, Brian Cage, taking on a guy I know you've waited a long time to get your hands on, Darius Kane.
I am almost foaming at the mouth to get my hands on Darius Kane, jumping me from behind. He's made this really personal. I'm going to make it really personal when I crush his face with my foot.
We can also reveal to you some exclusive news here. We just heard from CSW Management. Formula One Championship title match revealed for that card. The champion, Reagan Bryce, will be taking on Shane Gibson.
Yeah, Shogun Shane Gibson has been a hotbed in the tag team scene here with Chuck Diamond in the last few months. Really getting a chance to give it his all in the singles form, going against Reagan Bryce for the Formula One title.
Not only that, you're going to see the new CSW Tag Team Champions. They were crowned right here on Viral a few weeks back. Mr. Hardcore John Riker and the Master of Devastation Cameron Frost, they are going to collide with another unstoppable force. I don't even know how this is going to turn out. I mean, it could go either way. The Onyx, the #1 tag team contenders.
The Onyx, former tag team champion, multiple-time tag team champions. They know what it takes to get the job done, but can they get the job done against John Riker and Cameron Frost, 2 of not only the most popular stars in CSW, but really 2 of the best that CSW has to offer.
Well, in order to see that and all the other great action, you want to come out live May 25th, Saturday night. Bring the kids, come on out. Mossy Head Community Center, Mayhem in May. Brian and I certainly hope to see you there. Until then, until next time on Viral, we will see you next time.